fight fans, welcome to Mindful Combat. If this is the first time you checked out my channel, why don't you support me? Matter of fact, I'm requesting you to support me. Support me to grow my platform by hitting the subscribe button and getting involved in the conversation below. I'm really trying to push with this channel now. I'm trying to get the traction back going and trying to get the momentum back, and I want to hit 600 subscribers. So I'm really hoping that within 10 days of releasing this video, I can have hit 600 subscribers. So guys, please support me to be able to reach my goal. Support me by hitting the subscribe button, sharing out the video with anyone that you know might be interested in fight videos, and supporting our upcoming small channel be able to reach its goals, and obviously then we can branch on to further goals. Anyways guys, now I'm on from the awkward part. For this video I'm going to be breaking down the upcoming welterweight fight between Kevin Lee and Rafael Dos Anjos. This is an important fight in the careers of both men, because both men are coming off this fight catching losses. Kevin Lee's coming off his loss to Quinton, actually his 1-2 in his last three, with that sandwich win over Edson Barboza in the middle, and then he lost to Tony Ferguson before that for the interim lightweight title. And Rafael Dos Anjos is coming off 2 straight wins, the losses coming into this fight. So they both really need this win in order to stay relevant, or particularly in the immediate future to be able to remain in contention or in some kind of contention in either division. So this is a really important fight. Coming into this fight, I think there's a few things that I can note, and let's go through the tail of the tape to see how each factor is going to impact the fight. So Kevin Lee, he's 26 years old. That makes him the significantly younger man than Rafael Dos Anjos, who is 34 years old. That's 8 years, and 8 years is important to note in this, because Rafael Dos Anjos also has a lot of wear and tear on his body compared to Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's had 21 fights. Rafael Dos Anjos has had near 40 fights. He's had broken jaws, broken knee replacements, etc., etc. And like, he's a guy who's had a lot of he's had wars in particular in the fight game, and he's had 2 tough fights coming into this fight. So Kevin Lee's the younger, fresher man. That's a significant figure there. Kevin Lee coming into this fight is a record of 17 wins and 4 losses, and Rafael Dos Anjos is 28 wins and 11 losses. So Kevin Lee has 21 wins and 21 fights. Rafael Dos Anjos has 39 fights. It's important to note the discrepancy in experience here, because whilst Kevin Lee has been in main events and he's fought for a world title, when we're talking about Rafael Dos Anjos, we're talking about a guy who's been in the UFC competing at a high level since he got knocked out by Little Heathen Steven almost more than a decade ago. He's had so many UFC fights. He's had world championship fights. He's lost world championship fights. He's been under the bright lights. Rafael Dos Anjos has a ton of world championship experience, whereas Kevin Lee has fought for the world title once. I think that experience is going to play a factor in this fight, and I think if you bear with me, I'll be able to explain why. Kevin Lee's 5'9". Rafael Dos Anjos is 5'8", so 1 inch height advantage. Now here's what's significant. Kevin Lee has a 77-inch reach as opposed to Rafael Dos Anjos having a 70-inch reach. He's got a 7-inch reach advantage. He's 1 inch taller and has a 7-inch reach advantage. So even though he's coming up in weight class, I believe that he's going to be the bigger man. That's right, I think he's going to be the bigger man even though he's coming up in weight class. Kevin Lee has a very wrestling heavily oriented style. Now he boxes, he can box, he can throw hands. We've obviously seen him hurt people on the feet, we've seen him land head kicks, and he's got skills on the feet, but I think his skills on the feet are ever improving, so to say. I think if Dos Anjos is going to have a distinct advantage, it will be in his stand up, but I think if Kevin Lee's going to have an advantage, it'll be in his wrestling. On the back of that, Rafael Dos Anjos has a Muay Thai kind of stand-up style. He's a pressure fighter. He'll always be in your face, and he will get takedowns if the opportunity presents itself. Notably the Anthony Pettis fight. So he obviously used his pressure, stayed in Pettis' fight, and got a W like that. Key wins. So for Kevin Lee, we're talking about Edson Barboza being an incredible performance, one of the best performances of his career. He's beaten Michael Chiesa, which is a good win, and he shouldn't have said nothing about Michael Chiesa's mum. And also he's beaten Francisco Trinaldo, so those are good wins. And this is when Francisco Trinaldo was on a 7-fight win streak, so those are key wins. But I mean, they don't really compare to Rafael Dos Anjos' resume. So let's look at Rafael Dos Anjos' resume. He's beaten Robbie Lawler, he's beaten Neil Magny. That's at welterweight. Now if you go down to lightweight, he's beaten some of the best of all time. We're talking Benson Henderson, the former WEC and UFC lightweight champion. He's beaten Nate Diaz, he's beaten Anthony Showtime Pettis, he's beaten Donald Cerrone on two different occasions, and those are very important figures to note. He's beaten some of the best in 2 weight classes. He's a great fighter, Rafael Dos Anjos. He's all round, he's talented, he's excellent. the issues coming into the fight. So for Kevin Lee, I feel like he's got exploitable stand-up, especially when he's fighting someone like Rafael Dos Anjos. I feel like he's hittable. He's shown he can get hit, and when he does get hit, he's shown that it does impact his game getting hit. You know what I mean? It's not just a matter of he gets hurt. Just getting hit, it seems like it does something psychologically to him, where he doesn't remain the same fighter. And I also have felt like Kevin Lee has suspect conditioning, and that's something that I've seen in a couple of the fights he's had, notably, his recent fights with Ali Quinta, where I felt like he slowed down. I feel like he slowed down previously in the later rounds, and that could be something that's fixed coming into the welterweight division. But for now, I'm going to say that's suspect. The issues for Rafael Dos Anjos will be wear and tear. He's definitely had some wear and tear. He's been through some wars, had his chin tested a few times, just taken some brutal losses, and he struggles against wrestlers. The guys that I think to myself have had the best success against Rafael Dos Anjos, you think about Khabib pushing him against the cage, mauling him, taking him down. You think about Colby Covington pushing him against the cage, high pressure, mauling him, taking him down. You think about Kamaru Usman doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that has shown to be an exploitable factor for Rafael Dos Anjos, the X factor. Now for Kevin Lee, the X factor in this fight is going to be A, his youth, and B, his wrestling that other opponents have been able to implement against Dos Anjos. And the weight cut, he's notably cut a lot of weight to get to a lightweight. He's missed weight before. He struggled to make weight. How's he going to feel not having to cut down to 155 pounds? Is he going to be fresh, rejuvenated? Are we going to see a new Kevin Lee, a better Kevin Lee? I think so. Dos Anjos, well, his X factor is going to be his stand-up and his experience under the bright lights, under the tough fights, and his stand-up. He's got a better stand-up. How do I see the fight going? So I see that the fight, they're going to meet in the center of the cage, and I think Kevin Lee, from the beginning, is going to be pushing a ridiculous pace. He's going to be pushing on Rafael Dos Anjos. He's going to be pushing him against the cage. He's going to be trying to take him down. Dos Anjos, I think, is going to be trying to take the center of the cage, and I think he's going to be trying to strike. I feel like Kevin Lee's going to have a lot of success early being able to push him against the cage and take him down. I feel like he may be even able to do some damage to him on the ground when he does get him down. I feel like over the course of the fight, Dos Anjos will start to plant his feet. I feel like he'll be able to defend takedowns, particularly when the conditioning starts to become a factor, because Dos Anjos has supreme conditioning, and I think Dos Anjos is going to be able to start to land shots on the feet. I see this going to be a very competitive fight, but I think it's going to be a tale of two halves. I think the first half is going to be Kevin Lee's fight. The second half is going to be Rafael Dos Anjos' fight. If I'm to make a prediction on this fight, then I'm going to go with Rafael Dos Anjos. I'm going to go with Kevin Lee to get the decision after winning the early rounds and doing enough to be able to get him through the decision. Even though I do see Rafael Dos Anjos as having opportunities to be able to land shots later in the fight, and even early, maybe getting a couple of shots, defend some takedowns, tire Kevin Lee out. If Dos Anjos is to be able to pull this off, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. He's also got good grappling, and he's also got good BJJ. So this is a very competitive fight for me. I'm actually right down the wire. You even saw just now, I almost said Rafael Dos Anjos. I'm not certain on either of these gentlemen here, but for the sake of the video and the prediction, I'm going to pick Kevin Lee, and I'm going to say that I think he would have done just enough to be able to get the victory. But that's my prediction. What is your prediction? Guys, comment below. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you think I'm completely off the mark here. I'm happy that if you're disagreeing with me. Like the video, dislike the video, I don't mind. Just share it, get it out there, and help me. Support me to grow my platform. Thank you, guys.